السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Welcome Junior 5 students from all over Egypt. This is Lesson 2 in the first unit in the second term. Lesson 2 entitled Hobbies Matter. Okay, double T in the middle of this word make the sound d, matter in in American accent. Okay, so hobbies matter. Do you know what is the meaning of hobbies matter? Okay, hobbies matter mean that hobbies are so important. Today we will talk about the importance of hobbies. Okay, do you think that hobbies are just for fun? Think again, because we can get a lot of benefits from hobbies. Okay, some hobbies can make us healthy, some hobbies can make us happy. Okay, some hobbies can make us smart more than before. Okay, so hobbies, when you do things that you love, okay, it's important to your physical health and your mental health. Okay, so let's find out what is the meaning or what is the importance of hobbies. Okay, we can also study language in youth. This means that we will study grammar in this lesson. Okay, let's move to number 1. Vocabulary. Okay, vocabulary or key vocabulary, the most important vocabulary, problem solving. Problem solving is a skill that we can learn from hobbies. Okay, so when, for example, if your hobby is playing chess, so this is a game for intelligent people. Okay, when you play chess, you take wise decisions. Okay, you think before doing any movements. This means that when you have a problem, you think before solving this problem. Okay, so problem solving is a skill that you get from playing or doing your hobbies. Creativity, this is a skill. Okay, when you are creative, you have a lot of ideas. You have a lot of good opinions, you have a lot of wisdom, and you think before making any decisions. Creativity. Repeat after me. Creativity. Problem solving. Creativity. So creativity is a noun. Okay, what is the adjective from creativity? Creative. Okay. Schoolwork. Things that we do at school. Okay, when the teacher asks you to do something at school, this is called schoolwork. But if he asks you to do this at home, it's homework. Okay, patience is a noun. Okay, what is the adjective from this noun? The adjective is called patient. We change CE into T to get the adjective. Okay, patience. Okay, energetic. So the stress is on the third syllable. Energetic. So it's an adjective. Okay, from energy. So energy is a noun. Energetic is an adjective. Energetic. So let's read again. Problem solving. Creativity. Schoolwork, patience, energetic. Okay, let's move to extra vocabulary, more vocabulary, additional vocabulary. Okay, activities. So the singular noun is activity. In order to change this singular noun into a plural noun, we omit Y and we add IES. So activities is a plural noun, but activity is a singular noun. Teamwork, when you work as a team, when you work in a group, this is called teamwork. Okay, smart is an adjective. When we add ER to become smarter, smarter is a comparative adjective. When you compare between two people, okay, and you say that Ahmad is smarter than Omar, for example, okay, so smarter is called a comparative adjective. Smarter. Okay, free time. When you don't have to do anything. Okay, after you finish your homework, after you finish helping your father and mother, okay, and you have a lot of free time, you can do your favorite hobby. Free time in which you don't have to do anything. Stronger. So strong is an adjective. When we add er, it becomes a comparative adjective. Comparative adjective. Fishing. Okay, so when you go fishing, you go to catch a lot of fish. So let's read the extra vocabulary again. Activities, teamwork, smarter, free time, stronger, fishing. Okay, let's move from extra vocabulary to conjugation of verbs, regular and irregular. In order to change regular verbs from present to past, we add d, ed, ied. For example, finish in present, finished in the past. Relax in present, relaxed in the past. Practice, practiced. But we just add d in practice. Okay, because there is a magic e at the end of the present. Okay, paint, paint in present, painted in the past. Okay, but in the irregular verbs, we don't add d, ed, or ed. Okay, but we change the verb. Draw, drew. Draw, drew. We change a into e. Spend, spent. We change d into t. Choose, choose, choose. Choose, choose. Okay, we omit one o from these two o's. Okay, now let's move to important expressions and prepositions. Bring us joy. Bring us joy that makes us happy or make us happy. Okay, so doing my favorite hobby bring me joy. Okay, this means that it makes me happy. Go cycling. When you ride your bike, this means that you go cycling. Okay, I have a bicycle and I go cycling every day or every weekend, I'm sorry. Okay, so this part is so important. Main points on listening and reading text. This part can help us a lot in writing a paragraph about your favorite hobby or the importance of doing hobbies. Okay, so let's read it together. Hobbies really count. What is the meaning of hobbies really count? Hobbies really count mean that hobbies are so important. Okay, it's important to do your favorite hobby. Okay, and it must be beneficial, by the way. So what is the meaning of hobby? So hobbies are activities we love to do in our free time. So things that we love to do in our free time, they are called our hobbies. For example, I love reading in my free time. So reading is my favorite hobby. Okay? Hobbies help us relax. Hobbies help us have fun. And hobbies help us stay healthy. Okay, so we can get three things from hobby. We can relax, we can have fun, and we can stay healthy. Okay, so playing board games and solving puzzles, like we have studied in the first lesson, playing board games or solving puzzles teach us teamwork and problem solving. So what do we learn from playing board games and solving puzzles? Yes, we can learn teamwork, to work together, and we can solve problems or have or acquire problem-solving skill. Okay? Singing and playing the piano. How can singing and playing the piano help us? Let's find out. Singing and playing the piano helps us practice patience. They make us patient, okay, and creativity. So we can practice patience to be more patient and creativity by singing and playing the piano. Going cycling or skating. How can go cycling and skating help us? Okay, they help us stay strong and energetic. Okay, yes. Children now can draw, can paint, write stories, or finish puzzles better than when they were younger. Okay, so when children grow up, this means that they can do more hobbies. Okay, the last sentence or the conclusion, this sentence is amazing. I like it so much. Hobbies are not only fun. Hobbies are not only fun, they make us smarter, stronger, and happier. So we don't just do hobbies for fun, but we can get smarter, we can get stronger, and we can get happier. Okay? Yes. So the hobbies or doing hobbies are so important. Let's move to the next page to answer these questions together. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. My brother likes space in the park, and he wears a helmet for safety. Okay, so what can we do in the park? We can go cycling in the park, and he wears his helmet to protect his head and to be safe. Space and problem solving are important skills. Okay, so teamwork and the proper problem solving are important skills. They are so important to do these skills. Running and fishing are my favorite outdoor activities, because running and fishing are activities. They are not problems. They are not songs, or they are not puzzles. Okay, playing sports make people strong, and when you play sports, this makes you strong and energetic. Okay, students paste pictures of flowers and trees in art class. What can you do in art class? You can draw pictures of flowers and trees. You can draw pictures of flowers and trees. Drawing and painting improve children's drawing and painting improve children's creativity. You can think about imaginary scene and you draw it. This helps you to be more creative. Okay, so let's move from this pop quiz to listening and reading. Hobbies really can't mean that hobbies are so important. Let's read it together. Okay, so please look at your book if you don't have the book, or look at the board. Hobbies are activities. So this is the meaning of hobbies. Hobbies are activities we love to do in our free time. This is the definition of hobbies. They are not schoolwork. So teachers don't ask you to do, these hobbies. You do it because you love it. Okay, they are not schoolwork, but things that bring us joy. Okay, they make us happy. Hobbies are important because they help us relax. They help us have fun and stay healthy. For example, when people play board games or solve puzzles, they learn teamwork and problem solving. So we learn teamwork and problem solving from board games and solve puzzles. When they sing or play the piano, they practice patience and creativity. You can be more creative when you sing and play the piano or play any musical instrument. When they go cycling or skating, they stay strong and energetic. Hobbies also show how people grow. Many children can draw, many children can paint or write stories now, but when they were younger, they couldn't do these activities well. When you are able to do your hobby or thing that you love, this means that you grow up. Because small children or young children can't do these hobbies or specific hobbies. Some people can finish puzzles quickly today, but before they could only place a few pieces. When you grow, you get more skilled. In the past, children could spend more time outside running, skating, or fishing. Today, they can choose from many hobbies that can help us learn skills for life. So I'd like to highlight something. In the past, today, In the past, today. So in the past, children could. Okay, today, children can. Can you see the difference? So in the past, we use could. But in present or today, we use can. Let's keep reading. Okay, this is the conclusion. This is the moral of the text. Okay, the main idea is simple. So what is the main idea? Hobbies are not only fun. They make us smarter, they make us stronger, and they make us happier. Okay, let's answer these questions together. Determine the meaning of words in a text. The opposite of the underlying word healthy is, of course, unhealthy. The underlying word energetic means active. Okay? Yes. Now let's go to part number 3, language in use. This is grammar. It's so important to understand grammar and to answer questions about it immediately, right away after you finish studying it. So, for example, expressing ability. In order to express ability, we have 2 ways to express ability. The first way is can. The second way is could. Okay, and L is silent. Okay, after can, we use infinitive or the verb, the base verb without any addition. After could, we use infinitive. Okay, can, we use can plus infinitive in present to talk about things that happen in present, now. Okay, but we use could plus infinitive to talk about past events, to talk about past things that happened in the past. So let's find out together. Ability in present. So we use can to talk about ability in present. For example, we use can to show what someone is able to do now. This is a very important word. We use can to talk about things that we are able to do now. For example, okay, formation. In the affirmative statement, okay, we start the sentence with a subject. After that, we use can plus infinitive. For example, she can play the piano. She is the subject. Can is the modal verb, and play is the verb infinitive. We can't add anything to play because after can we use infinitive. Okay, she can play the piano. I can speak English very well. Do you think that I can speak English very well? Thank you. Okay, so I is the subject, can is the modal verb, and speak is the verb infinitive, and the complement of the sentence, English very well. Okay, now let's move to the next page to talk about negative statement. Negative statement. To change the affirmative statement with can into negative statement, we can just add not to can to say can't, or you can write it this contraction by omitting n or dropping in and o and use apostrophe. Okay, so it's subject can't plus infinitive to talk about inability. When you can't, we are not able to do something. For example, they can't skate. So skate is the verb infinitive. Okay, and they is the subject. Can't is the modal verb, but it's in the negative form. I can't play football. Okay, but I can play football, by the way. Okay, so we have studied the affirmative statement. We have studied the negative statement. Let's study the yes-no question. How can we form yes-no question? Okay, can you see the subject? Can you see the subject? Sorry. Can you see the modal verb? We can't start with the modal verb can, and the subject will be the second, okay, in the second position. So can is at the beginning. After that, we use the subject. Okay, then we can form a question by switching the positions of can and subject. So can is at the beginning, and C must be capital. Okay, can subject plus infinitive. For example, can you climb a tree? Can you climb a tree? So the intonation is rising intonation. Okay, rising into. Can you climb a tree? Can you climb a tree? Can you climb a tree? So this is called rising intonation because it's a question. Okay, yes I can. Yes I can. Falling intonation. No I can't. No I can't. Falling intonation. Okay, so this was ability in present. Let's talk about ability in the past. Okay, ability in the past, we use could to talk about ability in the past. Usage, we use could to show that someone was able to do in the past. Okay, and L is silent like we have just agreed. Okay, the formation. Affirmative statement. Okay, we start with the subject. After that, we use could and infinitive. For example, I could read stories when I was 6. When I was 6, this means that you are in the past. Okay, so we have to use could. In the negative, we add not to could, or we can say couldn't. So could not or couldn't plus infinitive. So she couldn't draw in the infinitive. She couldn't draw when she was younger. So when she was younger means that this is in the past. Okay? Yes. Yes, no question. We start the sentence in yes, no question. So this is the subject and this is could. We start with could. After that, we use the subject to make a question like we did in can. So could you ride a bike when you were 3? When you were 3, it's in the past. Okay, so you have to start with could, and this is a question because could is at the beginning of the question. We have two answers, yes I could or no I couldn't. Okay, yes. Now get ready my friend to answer these questions together. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C or D. Number 1, I can play the piano now. I can play the piano now, but last year I couldn't. Okay, last year, so we have two options, could or couldn't. And there is but. But means that there is a contrast. Okay, I can play it now, but in the past I couldn't. So, because past, but is to show contrast. Okay, she space swim when she was 5. When she was 5, this means that it's in the past. Okay, so she couldn't swim when she was 5. He can space very well now, okay, but he couldn't in the past. After can, we use infinitive. So where is the infinitive? Seen. Okay, the exam was difficult. So the exam was. This means that it's in the past. Okay, so the exam was difficult. So in the past we have two options, could or couldn't. So let's read it in details. The exam was difficult, so he couldn't finish it on time. Okay, because it was difficult. It's too dark here. We space see anything. It's too dark here. We space see anything. Okay, it is. This means that it's in present. Okay, so it's too dark here. We can't. We can't use we couldn't because it's in present. Thank you. She's very tired. So she space go out tonight. Okay, she is. This means that it's in present. She's very tired, so she can't go out tonight. Okay, so let's move to number 7. When Yara was young, this means that it's in the past. Okay, she couldn't, that's true. After couldn't, we use infinitive. So the infinitive is right because rude is in the past. Okay, and we can't use ride with S and we can't use riding with ing. No. Space, you help me with this bottle. It's very difficult. So you are asking for permission. Okay, so could you help me? Is okay. It's very difficult. This means that can. Okay, because this is a question and it's in present. Okay, I think it's okay to use could, by the way. Okay, to be more polite. So could you help me? Okay, but can is the right option over here. Now, let's go to the next exercise. Read and write the correct form of the words between brackets. Number one, last year she couldn't. Because last is in the past. Okay, he can draw. Because after can we use infinitive. When my brother was a baby, so this is in the past. Okay, he couldn't talk because babies couldn't talk. He couldn't find. Okay, we can't use S because after couldn't we use infinitive. Okay, we space travel abroad, we don't have passports. We don't have passports, this means that we can't. Okay, and it's imprisoned, we don't, this means that it's imprisoned. Okay, yes. She can spook 3 days. Okay, so she can speak 3 languages. Okay, because after can we use infinitive. Last Friday, this is in the past. Okay, we couldn't, because of last Friday, we couldn't go to the park because it rained heavily. Now I am told. So now I am told, so I can reach the shelf. Okay, so now let's answer these general exercises, but if I were you, I would pause the video and go to answer these questions on my own, then I can come back to check the answers together. So please stop the video now and go to answer these questions and come back to check your answers. Thank you. Welcome back. Okay, so listen and write true or false. Okay, so let's listen together. Yes, please listen. Hobbies are activities we love to do in our free time. They are not schoolwork, but that bring us joy. So let's listen again, I'm sorry. Okay, hobbies are the activities we love to do in our free time. They are not schoolwork, but things that bring us joy. Hobbies are important because they help us relax and have fun. For example, when people play board games, they learn teamwork and problem solving. Okay, now it's time to answer these questions together. Hobbies are activities we love to do in our free time. That's true. Okay, hobbies bring us problems? No, it brings us joy. So that's false. Okay, hobbies help us relax and have fun. That's true. Okay, when people play board games, they learn to fight? No, that's false. Okay, they learn teamwork in board games. They learn creativity and problem solving. So, let's move to exercise 2. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Number 1. Space helps people finish big projects together. Together means that they have teamwork. They work together because they finish the big projects together. Ahmed shows space while helping his little brother. He is helpful. Okay, Ahmed shows patience because helping his little brother needs patience to be finished or to be done. I could read because after could we use infinitive. Okay, I space paint well. It's my favorite hobby. It's my favorite hobby, so I can. Can imprisoned because is imprisoned. Okay? Yes. Now let's move to exercise 3. Read and complete the text with the words in the box. Okay, teamwork, skating, healthy, safely, schoolwork. Okay, so let's read it. Hobbies make our free time enjoyable and full of fun. They are not schoolwork, number 1. Sorry. Yes, they are not school work. Okay, there is no space, by the way, between school and work. But activity that bring happiness and help us stay healthy. When people sing or play the piano, they practice patience and creativity. Playing board games or solving puzzles teaches teamwork and problem solving. Cycling and skating keep us strong and energetic. Hobbies also show how people grow and learn useful skills for life. Let's move to exercise 4. Reading comprehension. So, Omar is a clever boy who loves puzzles. He spends his free time solving them at home. One day, he got a new puzzle with 100 colorful pieces. It looked very difficult, but Omar didn't give up. He started to join the pieces carefully. Sometimes he made mistakes, but he tried again. His mother watched him and smiled. After 1 hour, Omar finished the puzzle. It showed a picture of a beautiful garden. Everyone in his family was proud of him. Omar felt happy and said, "Solving puzzles teaches me to think and never stop trying." Okay, so let's answer these questions together. The underlined word clever means smart. Omar's family were proud, okay, when he finished the puzzle. Give a title to the passage. Okay, the importance of solving puzzles. Okay, yes. How could Omar solve puzzles? Okay, so Omar, let's go back to the passage to find out. Okay, yes, sometimes he made mistakes. He started to join the pieces carefully. That's how he solved the puzzle. Sometimes he made mistakes, but he tried again. Okay, but this is the suitable answer. Okay. Why do you think solving puzzles was difficult? I think solving puzzle was difficult. Okay, so the puzzle because this puzzle has got 100 colorful pieces. So that the puzzle consists of 100 colorful pieces. This means that it was very difficult. Okay, let's move to the next question. Read and write the correct form of the words between brackets. She practices every day. And now, this means that it's imprisoned. Okay, she practices every day and now she can play the piano. Okay, yes. She played chess. It was difficult, so she couldn't. Okay, so put the words in the correct order to form sentence. So, some people can finish puzzles quickly. Again, some People can finish puzzles quickly. Show how we grow. Okay, so let's move to exercise 7. Punctuate the following sentence. So H must be capital at the beginning. H must be capital. Hobbies help us stay healthy. And full stop at the end of the sentence. So W must be capital at the beginning of the question, and you need to highlight it. Okay, sorry. Yeah. What hobbies could you do in the past? Okay, so it's a question, so we have to add a question mark. Okay, now let's go to my favorite question, the paragraph. Okay, yes. Write a paragraph of 40 words using the following words below. Okay, how can hobbies help us? Okay, so let's start with a very good introduction. This introduction says, hobbies are activities we like to do that we love to do in our free time. Okay, this is a good introduction. Okay, and we can keep going by saying another sentence. They help us relax, have fun, and stay healthy. Okay, so let's talk into details. For example, okay, singing and playing the piano okay, can help you practice patience and creativity. Okay, what else? So, cycling and skating help us stay healthy and energetic. Okay, so let's write a very good conclusion. Okay, the conclusion that we end our paragraph with, we can say that, okay, hobbies are not only fun, okay, but they make us smarter, healthier, and happier. Okay, I'm sorry, happier. Thank you for watching and see you next video inshallah. Goodbye.